Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel and another video of mine. This one is going to be about endless dungeoning. So let's get into that. Okay, so I'm just gonna go straight into it. So whenever I'm doing endless, this is how I start. So I start with Apollyon's Apprentice. There is a tier 10 version and there is a tier 5 version. Wait, I don't have the tier 5 version, it seems. But the Kin of Kerberos or actual Kerberos right here does the same thing. But because Apollyon's Apprentice only does one alignment, he's the one I use. So I hop onto Beowulf also because I wanna cast Call of Brynhild, and the class has a bigger chance, a way better chance to cast it this time. Right. More cloth. Alright, so I'm gonna show my process. So obviously I'm gonna ward off Ortonite first, and then I'm gonna defensively buff, and I got the earth alignment, so I'm gonna hop out and I'm gonna switch over to a ward pet to help me get some ward turns while I am continuing to buff up and while I put on stuff like Ward of Balor. So what you want to do is put on stuff like Brynhild from early and just ensure you have it on. The Earth Alignment and Brynhild, you want to ensure you have those on for sure. You probably won't miss your other skills, but you should still be double checking them too. So you definitely want to have just every single buff you can have, including even the single attack up, because that will benefit your pet even if you're using magic and it won't help you. But I do attack sometimes, normal attack, so it affects and helps me too. So I'm gonna do Worm Song. There's an important element that I'm missing out, but it's really early, so, and I haven't started drinking yet, so totally forgot. But guys, while you're buffing, you're supposed to be saying the names of the skills out loud like a real role player, especially if you're a mage. So I'm gonna Ward of Balor a bit until, and I'm gonna tell you how I know when I'm done buffing. So I count them. I'm supposed to have on 8 buffs and I'll name all 8. I'm supposed to have the crit buff, then I'm supposed to have single mage up, double mage up, that's 3. Single defense up, single double defense up, that is now 5. And you know that obviously the res up and stuff count as those two too. Then I have the dex up 1, that's 6. And then I have Earth Alignment, that is 7. And I have Call of Brynhild, that is 8. And then you're supposed to have 6. You're supposed to have 6 elements. So you have the dark element. You don't need earth because you have earth alignment, and if you have you don't need fire either because fire won't work, so you'll need a fire piece of gear. So basically you need 4 elements, but that's only if you use earth alignment. So if you use something like fire alignment, I think you're gonna need an earth piece, is it? Or do you need a water piece? I think it should be water, but I don't remember because I know that the fallen gods, are they the fallen gods or no? The gods? Demeter, you'd think she'd be weak to fire. but she's actually weak to lightning. So sometimes I kind of forget what is weak to what or what I would be weak to, but I'm pretty sure if you're fire aligned, you should be weak to water. But you are welcome to correct me in the comments. So I get around 250 ward turns at this point. And if you're at home, you can switch out to your Fae Chimera or Chimera pet, and you will be able to get that buff for free. But I just switched to the Berserker spec, and I do Berserker 1 and 2 from that spec. Then I switched to the Raider spec, and I do Berserk 3 is from the Raider spec. But you can get Berserk 3 from the Smelly Mushroom, Berserk 2 from the Berserk Mushroom, and as I said, Berserk 1 from the beautiful baby Chimera. And the normal Chimera is always available. You don't need the Fae Chimera to do that. So this is enough turns, and now it's time for you to do the Berserks. And as I said, I do the yes. Brr. And this is my exact buffing process. And I do Berserk 1 first because it takes off just a little bit less HP than starting with the Berserk 2. I wonder if you guys can hear my girlfriend snoring and if I need to go into another room. Or I'm actually supposed to switch over to Raider spec. And you have to slot in the Berserk again, and this time it's Berserk 3. I'll go into my gear right afterwards, and I guess I'll talk about my run. I probably should have mentioned that I have like the third highest endless running record in the game. Been a minute since I've been talking, and I haven't mentioned why you guys should listen to me. I don't know, guys, but I have a decent endless record, and at this point I am fully buffed, and I use Heretic Magi. So I would turn over and go over to Heretic. I'm just gonna do this one run. I can actually pause it and wait until I'm pretty deep in, maybe like floor 300 or something, and then I can come back, or I can just explain the gear to and not actually do the run unless requested, because I don't really do normal endless runs. Seeing the XP and stuff depress me. So my Orna endless gear, I'll just start with that since it has all my spells, and I'll switch stuff out. So I'd use this, I kinda use, oh my god, I still have not changed my freaking Balder battle robe. So I'll use this to start out, and I took this back out of my keep because I was supposed to Godforge my 196 by now. But as you can see, I haven't. So I have 3% more ward on this Arisen shield, and yeah, I'm definitely gonna God Forge my next one before I do anything. Like another serious run, and I'll God Forge my top and my headpiece too. So this is what I'd start with, and if I face any mage enemies, I'll put this on. I'll show you guys this is what I used to get my record. Let me see. Was it that hat? I'm trying to remember. But it was this top, it was this shield, because I forgot that I had the one in my keep and I was running the same keep. But I just realized it's only 3%, so I really need to God Forge this shield especially. But the helmet would be a really good God Forge, and my top. And yeah, this is pretty much the setup. I'll go through my skills now. So I use Drain 2 mainly because I have on 3 Zerk buffs. Like, I have on 3 Zerk buffs. I have to use it. The alignment was for these spells, the Omnimancy spells: Quake, Storm, Scorched Earth, Iced Earth, and maybe something else I don't have in. But those are the 3 main ones I use. I'll use the Fey 5s too. And I'll even use the Gloom Seal, and the other one I really need to take out Gate of Gunner out of here, because if something like a Mimic or a Balor Gateway does something like, if they do something like Confuse, I will cast Snotra randomly if I'm even trying to say Panacea. So it will always have a chance to do something incorrectly. So that's why you just can't have certain spells in there that will jeopardize your run, especially because you won't be casting Snotra in the dungeon, as we've already shown. So you definitely need to take out Snotra. As for what I'm gonna put in, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what I'll put in, because I might just remove it, honestly, because I have so many extra slots because of Magi Spec. I think I got 4 extra slots. So I don't like Wisp Heal much either, honestly. So I'll leave it like that. So something like Forbid would come after something like Stun Dart if there's a really tough Berserk, Realm Shifter, or another type of physical damage based enemy. Oh, let me not go into my player record. So my endless record, guys, as you can see, is floor 452, and I think that's why you should listen to me when I talk about endless. But you can still definitely give me tips if you see that I have done something incorrectly, because I'm still only human and I'm still learning just like you guys. So yeah, and you pretty much just get your ward up. I guess I should show you my stats inside the dungeon. You just get your ward up, you keep really low mana, and you keep a balance between your ward and your HP. Always be looking at your HP, and think of it like this: if you don't have 3500 HP at least, you shouldn't be attacking, and you shouldn't be especially using multi-turn spells, because it gets really dangerous. I use Super Elixir as my potion of choice. For the earlier waves, then I try to use Greater Elixir, so my passive can be just a little bit better, but I think the Super Elixir is good enough to use throughout, because you don't want to be, what would I say, no, you don't want to be constantly chugging potions. And as you can see, I kind of do use, oh, another thing I do use, but I'm not going to use now. And I actually forgot to change the pet. I would have brought back in my Ashen Phoenix pet, and I would have used a small bestial potion. But these are pretty rare, and I don't have any more like that to use for one run. Granted, they last like 2 runs, because a run lasts like half an hour to 45 minutes. But I doubt I'll actually do this run. So that's the thing. But I just mainly drain, maintaining my HP, and if something requires more than that, I can then freely use the skill that they require, rather than having to heal that turn, then do something, because I'm not going to attack certain enemies first turn if I'm at a certain HP just because of the mischance. So something like a Ronin, a Berserk Ronin, if I face a Berserk Ronin and I'm low HP, not only do I need to heal, and I'm not going to be using Drain to heal, so I need to go in here, I need to pop one of this and make sure my HP is good. Then I'm gonna stun dart, take this as a stun dart, and then while it's stunned, then I'll probably use Drain or Transference if it's one of the tougher berserks, because Drain is gonna fall off before Transference does. But yeah, I think I can leave you guys there, and you guys can ask me any questions in the comments, and I'll be sure to get back to you there. If you want the actual run, you can let me know too, and I wouldn't mind doing it. But I just pretty much go through and I use appropriate spells. So something like this, but I'd use Scorched Earth, especially if it's Berserk. And sometimes I'll even stun them. I use Scorched Earth for this guy too. Immortal, Transference, Scorched Earth, anything can work. I used to try to stun this guy, but he has, what's that passive called? What's Gilga passive called? He has the Gilga passive that mages now have, but he has the newest version 3. So you're not gonna be hitting him. That's actually a joke. I know it doesn't sound like it, but it's actually not a joke. He has fucking thingy 3. He has thingy 3. The thing, the fucking goddamn. What's it called? Now I have to look. I have to freaking look. He has it, guys. They just haven't updated it. I'm telling you, try to stun him at your own risk, obviously. I'm not saying try to stun him as a strategy. I'm saying try to stun him and you'll see. Abilities. Yeah, he has Steadfast 3. He has Steadfast 3. So, and he's one of the main reasons you just can't use Snotra as a mage. Because that was another conversation that came up lately about using Snotra as a mage. And I'm telling you, by floor 100, he is beating my ass if I don't kill him. He doesn't have to one-shot me because he's obviously not going to. But he's going to be doing so much damage that I wish he did. Because I just want to be put out of my misery and start the run over without Snotra. This guy is another little tricky one because I thought this freak could be stunned, but he actually can't be stunned. So it kind of threw me off because I know that Immortal Lord can be. But as I said, you really shouldn't be trying to stun either of them. But you really should be. I don't know what advice to give for Immortal Lords, because I usually want to stun them, but I'm telling you, I'll be firing off 3, 4, 5, 6 stun darts, and keep in mind, I am getting the damage from the berserks every time. I use waves like this one as a rest stop. You need to use waves that don't give the worst status inflictions and they don't do the most damage. And they aren't berserk. Don't ever use a berserk wave, no matter the berserk. It's just unethical. Just Just stick to the program, use the right waves, and just keep going slowly. This one I use this. The Omnimancy spells are really good, high penetration. You don't really have to worry about actually hitting. Did I explain my adorns? I think because my adorns, what would I call it now? My real piece adorns still haven't been changed for some strange reason. I was just not going through adorns, but those are not the adorns that I would use in my fire balder. I would use either red pinions, which are available now, and I have 4 in there. I actually have a few more I should be slotting in, and I'm gonna use ward stuff otherwise. I have a lot better ward adornments too, because I have like the Saturn's Eye. I think that's from Surtur, really good one. You have the Jewel of the End, that's another really good one. For my staff, I have in all blackened eyes except the Ashen Ruby, because as I said, I'm running 3 Zerks, so the Ruby, it doesn't do that much, but it activates on the odd turn that you don't get your passive, and it gives significantly less HP, yes, but it creates a cushion for that 2,900 to 3,500 HP that you are losing from the Zerks. So I'm gonna end the video here because it's getting into the 20s. If you guys want to see some actual runs with this setup, I'll do some presets and I'll do the runs. I mainly like doing the Orn Endless, honestly, because Orns. I need Orns, man. I need goddamn Orns. But I really enjoy this too. And when I realized I was getting super good at Orn Endless, that's when I decided, hey, let me give this a shot. And my first ever normal Endless as Heretic, I did my record. I did 2 since. I did floor 2, 411 and 425 after. So it was pretty good. But I tried to use more of this setup instead of the next one, which makes me realize that I just realized something. Why am I in the 196 again? I literally said, I took that out to use it. Bad habits, bad habits. How did I just realized it when I realized it wasn't Godforge. I'm just like, wait, why is this in here? So as for accessories, I want to use Carl's rings, but I don't have good Carl's rings, so I'd rather just use Band of Gods because they're pretty. They make me feel good. It's like that Viking arm ring, like it makes you feel powerful. So yeah, I'll try to Godforge the 3 pieces by the next video and actually do a run, but maybe not. Maybe I'll just do it with less impactful gear, like less hard to get gear, and then maybe that would be kind of a help. I've been taking out all my adornments lately, switching them up, so that's why some of my stuff are either unadorned or adorned incorrectly for this task. But yeah guys, thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments if you want to see an actual run, if you have anything to add. If you haven't done a lot of endless floors, say like if your record is like 250, I don't want that pretentious advice giving unless it's really solid advice. So that's my only addition to that, and thank you guys for watching. As I said, you don't have to subscribe or like the video. As you can hear, sometimes I use copyrighted music, so I'm obviously not doing this to get my account monetized. So there's no need to like, or I'm not going to pressure people to like or subscribe or even share it. Just use what I told you in this video to improve your gameplay. You can thank me on the server. I'm doing a smile with a thumbs up right now. And yeah, that will be enough for me. Enjoy your day, and I hope this helped.